Officers in Illinois have probable cause to search someone's vehicle if they smell raw marijuana. That was the decision in the Illinois Supreme Court made yesterday.
The court first heard arguments in the case back in January, but some worry this could create confusion. Our state capitol reporter Theodora Coulivares is live in our Capitol newsroom. Theodora, there was a similar ruling from a case a few months ago.
Karina, in September, the Illinois Supreme Court ruled that if you get pulled over and an officer smells burnt cannabis in your vehicle, they don't have probable cause to search it. But if they smell raw cannabis, they can. Yesterday's decision was split 4-2. The Illinois Supreme Court pointed to the legalization of marijuana when they ruled that the odor of burnt cannabis does not give officers probable cause to search someone's vehicle. But that's not the case for raw cannabis. The court ruled they do have probable cause in those situations.
There's no way to prove after the fact what the police officers smelled other than the police officers say so. So then you have the police officer's word against the driver's word or the passenger's word. There's really no way to hold police officers accountable to be accurate in those assessments.
So why is it different for raw marijuana? State law requires drivers to store raw cannabis in an odor-proof container. The court ruled that if an officer can smell raw cannabis in a vehicle, it means the driver isn't following that law. Writing for the majority opinion, one of the justices said, quote, "Unlike the odor of burnt cannabis, the odor of raw cannabis coming from a vehicle reliably points to when, where, and how the cannabis is possessed, namely currently in the vehicle and not in an odor-proof container." The ruling was split. Two justices said they were not in favor of the ruling, quote, "to point out the absurdity of this inconsistency." Writing for the dissent, Justice Mary Kay O'Brien said, quote, "It makes no sense to treat raw cannabis as more probative when the odor of burnt cannabis may suggest recent use, whereas the odor of raw cannabis does not suggest consumption."
Well, they are kind of in conflict, obviously, but we understand the reason why it's in conflict.
Kenny Winslow is the executive director of the Illinois Association of Chiefs of Police. He says raw and burnt marijuana smell different from one another, and through training and experience, officers have learned to tell the difference.
We just have to, rely on our experience, rely on the guidance that the courts have provided, and move forward.
Now, in their decision, the court suggested that lawmakers here in Springfield can take some action to make some clarifications, pointing to two bills that are in the Capitol right now. One would not give officers probable cause to search someone's vehicle, regardless if they smell burnt or raw cannabis. And then the second bill would get rid of the requirement of drivers to transport the cannabis in an odor-proof container. Reporting live in Springfield, I'm Theodora Coulivares, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Theodora, thank you.